What's up, everyone? My name is Jada Rose, otherwise known as the 3-6 Oracle, and today you're watching another episode of The Collective Conversation. So something that's been on my heart this morning and today is the intentional sabotage of a masculine society. So I was sitting talking to my father this morning about masculine and feminine energies as he's been educating himself a lot on it. And then again at my altar today with my ancestors, discussing a previous topic that we had surrounding the imbalance of masculine and feminine energies within my own family. And there's admittedly some anger and a fire lit in me as I'm realizing just how intentional this imbalance of energy within our society is. In today's day and age, there is both a separation on one end, and on the other end there's a very much a union coming together of the divine masculine and feminine energies. And for people who are uneducated in certain topics, there is like this mass hysteria of hating the opposite sex. I hope my camera doesn't die. Oh my god. So we live in like this culture where it's like women are like, I hate men, DTB, DTN. And those of us who subscribe to that narrative are literally sheep. Literally sheep. I personally watched my mother grow up. My parents were separated, and my mother became a very masculine woman. And as a child, to watch your mom be so masculine because there's not a masculine figure in the household is literally painful. And you can see the imbalance that exists within your household and the aspect that's missing. Today, we try so hard to push men away from us and make them outcasts of society. And this is strategically planted in our brains to do so. When you displace a man and the masculine energy from a household, you make it vulnerable. Now, I'm not saying that those of you who did grow up with single mothers or those of you who are single mothers aren't capable of doing what needs to be necessary to provide and support your children in your house. However, it comes at such a greater sacrifice. When women are placed in a masculine role, we are not connected to ourselves. And when men are placed in a feminine role, they are not fully connected to themselves. And this is why there is so much fucking rage in our society. Because when you are made to be and embody an energy that you aren't naturally, your literal body, your soul, your spirit is going to reject that. And that is why there's so much rejection and so much rage today in our society. I think about the feminine movement, and I think feminism is beautiful in the aspect where women should stick together and women should stick up for themselves and women should have boundaries and standards for themselves and recognize their worth. But on one end of the spectrum, there's women who are literally that hate men, that think that they should have to do everything that a man does. Like there's certain women, like if a man would hold the door open for them, they would say, I could have done that myself. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's women who are completely submissive, don't know how to speak up for themselves and don't know what they're worth. And to be a strong woman rooted in your own divinity is to find that middle balance and recognize what healthy independence is. And this is something that I've had to come to realization with in my own spiritual journey with the help of, my ancestors who have shown me their inconsiderate ways and shown me the places that they've lacked at and messed up here on their journey on earth. And it comes down to this healthy independence. Now, the women, the matriarchal side of my family tend to take on a masculine role. They work hard. They don't like to ask for help. They're very much like, I don't need no man type of shit. And then the masculine side of my family has taken on this codependent role of feminine nature. And because they're not naturally feminine, but they've been forced to be this way out of fear of not being accepted or, other things that they may have going on, they're codependent on other people, on substances. I've lost loved ones to substance abused. I see very codependent nature here. And this is where I get my codependence from. And then the mother side of my family, this is where I have this toxic independence where I'm in my masculine energy and I don't know how to accept or ask for help. And I'm recognizing that this is a fucking epidemic amongst our entire society. And it starts because whoever you want to say, the powers that be, the media, they intentionally separate and sabotage the family unit because they know when you disperse a man from his place in the household, you make the household weak and you break down the masculine and feminine balance of society. You will make women go into masculine overdrive. And when there's massive amounts of masculine energy on this planet and there's not enough feminine energy, we aren't actually able to evolve. We're stuck in a constant cycle and circle that's not moving forward, that's not upwardly evolving. We're stagnant. We think we're working hard and we're doing what needs to be done, but without that feminine energy, we're not actually able to receive what it is that we're meant to. We're not able to receive our blessings and our manifestations. So when you put women, the creators, the natural creators of the world, into a masculine energy, we aren't able to create. We aren't able to create the life that we desire. We aren't able to genuinely create the abundance that we deserve because we're stuck in a do energy and there's no receptive energy here left. If you're constantly giving, then you can never receive. And that is the intentional sabotage, because whoever it may be, the powers that be that are being dispersed and displaced as we speak, they have wanted people in the past to be in this energy of constantly giving, because when we give, other people are able to receive. So if the masses are constantly giving and giving and giving their money, giving their time, giving their energy, giving their effort, giving their whatever it may be, sacrificing anything, others don't have to feel that sacrifice as heavily or in the same way. So as a woman who's waking up to, the beauty and femininity and the balance there of both masculine and feminine energies, and recognizing the rage in my city, in my society, the violence, and it's because you've dispersed, there's an imbalance of the natural energies that be. If there was not a need for masculine and feminine, we would not both be here. If it was just meant for all women to be here, it would just be all women. But it's not. That's not how energy works, and that's not what God is. God isn't just man. God isn't just woman. God is all, source, creator of everything. You have to have the masculine energy of doing and creating, as well as the feminine energy of being receptive to the creation and allowing it to grow and bloom and blossom. You need to plant the seed, but you also need to give the seed time to harvest. A lot of us were just overly digging in our gardens and messing with our seeds because we don't have that feminine energy to know when to take a step back and allow things to happen naturally and receive and be receptive to the growth that is meant to occur. We're digging ourselves deeper holes by not allowing just what we've already done to have that feminine nature about it and nourish and bloom and blossom in its own time. And that goes for our relationships, that goes for our jobs, that goes for money, that goes for our careers and our passions and our purposes. We are overworking ourselves in this society. We're running ourselves dry. And that means we don't have energy to put into the things that actually matter. And people know this. There's an understanding of this at a higher level. If we overwork people, they don't have energy to actually put into themselves and the things that matter. And therefore, we can keep the vibration of this planet kind of low and in our control. If we're to step back into our power and say, no, I honor both the masculine and feminine, as a woman, I love the men here on this earth that are doing what they need to do. And as a man, I honor and love the women here that are doing what they need to do. The vibration and conditions in our planet and in our society, fucker.